title of this video right here is Kim Porter Was Right. Diddy put Usher in hospital and feds confirmed the details. So now what I know of Kim Porter is the fact that she was Diddy's ex. She knew a lot of his dark secrets. She was in the process of writing a book about him to be released. And she also made copies of the FREAKOFF footage that she had found in his house just for her own protection. And then after all that is happening, as she's about to release the book publicly, she ends up dead randomly. So maybe she knew the fact as to why Usher was going to the hospital. Diddy probably had him doing some crazy things at the FREAKOFF, because that's the way the things seem like they're going at this point in time. We know that Usher spent a year with Diddy when he was very young at Puffy Flavor Camp, and he said that's somewhere he would never send his children, ever. So let's see what details the feds confirm in this video right here.
Do you guys remember when there were allegations going around that Kim Porter had video footage of Diddy and Usher? Then there were reports that Usher was in the hospital courtesy of Diddy. Well, as it turns out, the feds may have found something with regards to this, and this might be one of the things they have on Diddy with receipts.
Stevie J, the Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Well, I'm sure you guys know that there are allegations that have been around for a while saying that Diddy gave Usher an STD. In fact, that is allegedly one of the things that was supposed to come up in the book that Kim Porter was writing, which disappeared just before she died. Allegedly, the book covered in detail how Diddy was into BBCs and slept with different men on multiple occasions, and how Usher's mom confronted Diddy about allegedly being intimate with Usher and giving him an STD after she found out what was going on. Allegedly, while Kim was going through security footage from Uptown Records because she had a feeling Diddy was playing her, she allegedly came across footage of Diddy and Andre Harrell doing you know what. Obviously, Kim did not expect to find footage of Diddy and Andre when she was going through the recordings, but she did, and she kept the footage. Allegedly, based on reports, Kim didn't just get her hands on footage of Diddy and Andre, she also had video footage of Diddy allegedly taking advantage of Usher. But that also disappeared because just before she died, someone broke into her house and only her laptops were stolen. Interesting, right? Still on this STD, there's a time a woman named Quantasia Sharpton, along with a Jane Doe and John Doe, sued Usher, claiming they all had relations with Usher, and they all said he risked their health by not telling them about his alleged herpes diagnosis and were seeking unspecified damages. The woman, who did not identify herself, said that she slept with Usher at least twice, and after contracting herpes from him, her twins were stillborn. Now, allegedly, this is the same STD that Usher had gotten from Diddy.
That's
you know,
wild.
we have been speaking on this Usher and Diddy situation for years now, but maybe this time somebody will actually listen. So how about we start from the beginning? Okay, when Usher was first signed to LaFace Records as a young teen, he was sent to Diddy to be mentored, and at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy. And Usher himself said that the things he witnessed when he was staying with Diddy at what Diddy called the Flavor Camp, a boy his age should never have experienced.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn some...
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
At the time when he was moving in, Usher's mom admitted that she didn't know much about Diddy when Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, but she sent him to Diddy as a mentor, and Usher moved to New York to stay with him. What Usher's mom said was that when Usher hit puberty, he basically lost his voice, and record labels no longer wanted anything to do with him. And Diddy, who was with them when the record label wanted to drop him, said he would take him, and that Usher's mom just had to trust trust him. She thought that she was handing Usher to someone responsible. But according to Usher, the things he witnessed were so wild that as a dad, he would never let his son attend Diddy's flavor camp, ever.
Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like, you know,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
Usher was also asked about his experience at Puffy's Flavor Camp during an interview with Essence magazine, and he suggested once again that something did happen to him. First of all, he was very cool when asked about other things like how he would continue to pursue movie projects and, somewhere down the road, a new album and several business ventures. But according to the publication, when the talk turned to his time living with Diddy, Usher became surprisingly restrained. And he said, I want to save some ish for my book one day. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of sex. I mean, we are still waiting on this book, and since it's taken this long, whatever is in there must be pretty
Yeah,
juicy.
there's no doubt in my mind that Usher was not being a part of those freak-offs. But not only that, he was definitely being directed by Diddy, because he took Usher in at such a young age that Diddy's basically a father figure to him.
Regardless, based on the interactions we've seen online of Diddy and Usher, we know exactly what Usher was talking about. Like that one time he was telling Kevin Hart about waking up next to Usher. Honey, that was wild. And just watch Usher's face when Diddy is talking.
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, just I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit
Diddy
older,
tells on
brother, we used to
himself.
fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually.
He was complimenting Usher, and it really looked like he was checking him out and talking about Usher eating his cereal in his kitchen.
I was so mesmerized, I don't even know what you're talking about. I was just so blown away by the stamina, the connection, being able to be connected, that along with so much. You have like so much. Motherfuckers ain't doing all this.
Oh, the stamina and connection doesn't sound good when it's coming out of his mouth at all.
The connection, being able to be connected, that along with so much. You have like so much. Motherfuckers ain't doing all this. All those dance numbers and all that. Take your time with it. Breathe it in. Yeah, they yours when you go see this for you. This ain't for nobody else but you. You take your time, boy. I see you. Fly out doing Vegas. You were in the kitchen eating all my cereal. Man, you doing Vegas in a pink suit. God is the greatest. Won't he do it?
In addition, Usher is also one of the people who was mentioned in the lawsuit that Lil Rod filed against Diddy. Well, he wasn't actually mentioned by name, but the lawsuit talks about how Diddy specifically mentored Cuba Gooding Jr. and showed him his ways with the goal of passing him off to others. Lil Rod actually said that he was introduced to Cuba while on a yacht in January 2023, who proceeded to force himself on him until being forcibly pushed away. He also said that Diddy used his admiration of Stevie J to ease the fact that he's always been on the DL, and he even said that at one point, Diddy played him footage purported to show Stevie J hooking up with a white man. Lil Rod then alleged that Diddy told him he had slept with 2 other celebrities, and even though their names had been redacted, one of them was described at the footnote as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, while the other is said to have performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Based on that, followers concluded that one of the artists was Usher and the other one was Meek Mill. Speaking of lawsuits, Dawn Richards' bombshell lawsuit against Diddy also mentions Usher, as she claims Usher, Neo, and Jimmy Iovine witnessed him allegedly punch Cassie. In her lawsuit, it says, in the weeks and months leading up to the Bad Boy Interscope deal, Mr. Combs had frequent meetings with producer and then CEO of Interscope Records, Jimmy Iovine. On one such occasion, Combs hosted a dinner at a West Hollywood, California restaurant, which Miss Richard and and Miss Harper were required to attend. Among the guests at the dinner were celebrities like Neo and Usher, as well as Mr. Iovine. At the dinner, Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura had an argument. In front of the dinner guests, Mr. Combs hissed at Miss Ventura in a screaming whisper and forcefully punched her in the stomach, causing her to double over in visible pain, crying. Miss Clark escorted Miss Ventura out of the restaurant, and Mr. Combs remained and continued socializing with the dinner guests.
Bro, that's insane. Like, how does someone continuously get away with doing that? He was doing it in public at that point, in front of people, and they're not even saying anything. Bro, that's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Usher didn't just go through it with Diddy. He also witnessed
Bro,
Diddy
it doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't matter how much money they have. It doesn't matter how much fame they have. Bro, it really doesn't matter. Your image, like, yo, what's wrong is wrong. And I feel like anyone should be able to just be like, tell a person, yo, what you're doing is wrong, bro. Like, stop.
vile with other people. Well, now word on the street is that the feds are also looking keenly into this Usher situation. Allegedly, they even have Usher's mom involved, with sources reporting that this mom also wants to set the record straight about a few things that happened with Diddy. One of them allegedly being that Diddy is actually responsible for Usher ending up in a hospital. Well, this issue about Usher going to the hospital because of Diddy is something that Gene Deal has also been open about, because he couldn't understand why Usher was singing Diddy's praises, yet a lot of people from back in the day know exactly what happened to him.
Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know.
Allegedly, because of the things Diddy had Usher doing, he turned Usher, and that's why we also hear all sorts of stories about him. For instance, there were reports some time back that claimed that Usher found the time to have a good time in a gay club after some Broadway shows. According to someone who went to the club, everyone was in Usher's dressing room drinking champagne when someone came up with the idea that they should go to a club. That's when the source claimed the group went to a popular gay nightclub, saying, "We weren't looking for a gay club, it just happened. I mean, most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew." Apparently, allegedly, that's when the night began to heat up. As the source said, there were half-naked men everywhere, and Usher didn't seem to mind. Then, according to the source, Usher struck up a conversation with an older gentleman, and he even explained the situation, saying, Usher was talking up all in this guy's face. I thought the two of them were going to start kissing. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, but then I thought, this is Chelsea, so anything goes. The source also said, about 20 minutes after we got there, a crowd started to form around Usher, and we decided that it was time to leave. We had a lot of fun though. Then when asked if Usher had a good time too, the source said, I know he did. It has also been said that allegedly, because of the things Diddy did to Usher, he also kind of did the same things to Justin Bieber when he started mentoring him. Maybe this is why Usher is not saying much, because he knows that if things come out about him and Diddy, they may also implicate him as well. I mean, when he was being sued for giving people an STD, these lawsuits were swept under the rug, and there were even reports that Usher paid $1 million for them to go away. So if things start coming up about him and Diddy, it might unearth some of his own skeletons, and maybe that is something Usher doesn't want. Well, it may be too late to play nice now, because the feds allegedly have all the receipts, including receipts of how Usher had to go to the hospital because of what Diddy did to him. Maybe Usher will finally reveal exactly what happened to him after this. But as we wait, let me know your thoughts on this Usher-Diddy situation.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, Usher's not gonna down Diddy in any way, shape, or form, because that's gonna make him look like a really horrible person, just for the fact that he brought young Justin Bieber at 15 years old, 14, 15, to Diddy to have that same exact treatment. That's like, it's like, yo, if you know what happened to you, why would you put it on that person? You feel what I'm saying? But hey, comment down below what you think about this video right here, any thoughts or opinions that you have, because I do read the comment section. Smash the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next